Sup, it's me Gage, and welcome back to Blood Battle. This is on my second channel, but let's just get on to the fight. Today's battle is Lobo from DC Comics versus Wolverine from Marvel. Now this fight has been done in a crossover comic between Marvel and DC. However, in that comic the battle was not a fatal one and Lobo got up shortly after. All Logan did was make Lobo need to heal. Plus, the fight itself was decided by fan votes and is debated if it's canon or not. And besides, the comics aren't really supposed to be taken that serious since Spider-Man beat Superboy and Aquaman beat Namor. So, yeah, take that with a grain of salt, but the comics are kinda bullshit. So, let's just get on to the fight. I mean, the characters, that is. The fight comes later. Lobo was born on the planet Zarnia, but Lobo was always a bit different, and not in a I act different so I'm not accepted kind of way. Zarnians are, or were, a peaceful race, except Lobo. He was always violent. So when Lobo grew up to be 16, he killed his whole race for a science project and gave himself an A. Now let's go over Lobo's powers. Now, Lobo has been written by many writers, so his powers are often inconsistent at times, and I'll explain why. Let's go over his super strength. Now, sometimes he's just slightly stronger than the strongest people on Earth. Other times he's strong enough to match Superman, so we're gonna go with Superman level power, because that is his most casual strength, as he still somewhat has that power in Rebirth. And he has demonstrated that much more than the slightly above human strength. So, yeah, we're going with him at his strongest, or near his strongest. Next up is his super healing. Now this gets really ridiculous. Lobo has extremely powerful regenerative abilities. He can regenerate a whole body from a drop of blood in seconds. And he can even regenerate from his skeleton as well. And if his whole body is destroyed, he can possess others to regrow his body out of them. He has done this with a snail before. And the next ability is pretty crazy. Immortality. Now, when I say immortality, I don't mean like, oh, he's just hard to kill. No, Lobo is genuinely immortal. He was banned from heaven and hell because of all the things he did. They couldn't torture him in hell because he was causing too much ruckus, and when he was sent to heaven, he beat up God, so they had to kick him out, making him immortal. The afterlife wouldn't take him. And he also has superhuman senses such as scent, sight, and hearing, and others as well. If he met you once, he can find you throughout the galaxy with little effort. Okay, let's get on to his feats. Lobo is a feat-achieving machine. He has hooked the Flash, and he has many times been able to fight Superman toe-to-toe. He's healed from a single drop of blood, like I mentioned, and as I mentioned earlier, he got kicked out of heaven and hell, and he has blown up several planets throughout this time in comics, including his home planet. Some other feats of him is that he spit through a human skull, killing him. His blood has made an army of Lobos. He has lost this ability just because it was so overpowered. He tanked Superman's heat vision multiple times, and he has broken Green Lantern constructs with ease. And let me just tell you, that's no easy feat, since even Green Lantern constructs are able to hold Superman. And Hal has said that the only way he could restrain Lobo is to use all of his energy. So that takes a lot of power to break out of those. And he's also fought without his head because it was blown up, yet he was still able to fight with his body. And he's also killed a fish god. Let's go over Lobo's weapons. His signature weapon is a hook and chain. He has guns, energy guns, grenades of several different types, such as napalm and others. He has bombs of various sizes, nukes, knives of many different styles, a red lantern ring that he got from Atrocitus, and the Planet Whacker 3000. Now, you see that that's bolded in red. That's because that bomb is able to destroy planets. Yeah. And Lobo's used that on numerous occasions. And Lobo's not dumb either. Let's go over his intelligence. Lobo knows over 17,000 different intergalactic languages. He instantly knows how to use any alien technology the moment he picks it up. He made a plague at the age of 16 that he used to kill his race, and he is also outstanding at math, which he also helped use to help him hook the Flash. And he's also able to tell others, if they're smart as well. Now let's not forget Lobo's main ride, the Space Hog. This thing is an outstanding piece of equipment. It has many features that no one would ever expect. The features of the Space Hog are laser guns, missiles, an organic mine that he illegally installed. That's right, his bike has a brain and can think for itself and can come to Lobo in need. It also has super fast flight, turbo thrusters, and time travel capabilities. That's right, this thing lets Lobo go back in time. And the max speed of the Space Hog is millions of kilometers per minute, as it was never stated, but the Space Hog can also go from 0 to 60 instantaneously. So yeah, this thing is nothing that you want to just gawk at, because this thing is incredible. Now, from what I said makes Lobo sound invincible, but he does have some weaknesses. His soul is not protected, so if someone were to kill his soul, they could theoretically kill Lobo. He can be mind-controlled, but only by extreme telepaths, as he was able to almost break free of Deadman's possession. And that dude was able to possess Batman, of all people. And another major weakness he has is that he is extremely cocky. He will make fun of his opponents, though if he knows that the fight is serious, he will get serious and stop getting cocky. Alright, on to Wolverine. Logan was born very sick, but one night he saw his dad die and entered a rage and killed the man. The man was his real father, so like Boomstick said in Death Battle, he went from 2 dads to 1. So him and his brother left and he took the name Logan. Not really much to the origin, because just not much to it actually. Okay, so I'm gonna go over his powers. Now I know the thing is on feats, I just forgot to make the power slide. My bad. But anyway, his powers are pretty much all known. He has an adamantium skeleton, somewhat super strength because he can lift 10 tons. He can move faster than the eye can see, but only in very quick bursts. And I mean very quick, like just second bursts. And he has an extremely powerful regenerative ability, and he has super senses. That's pretty much all his powers. His feats is he was able to cut Thanos while he had the Infinity Gauntlet, and that's nothing that you can just gawk at. That is impressive. He survived a nuke and was back up and fighting in a matter of seconds after he healed. Like I said, he lifted 2 tons. He survived Magneto ripping out his adamantium skeleton. He has beaten the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Deadpool, Sabretooth, many of the other X-Men, and has survived an onslaught from the Phoenix Force. He was also able to hit Quicksilver while Quicksilver was running. Now let's go over the weapons that Wolverine has. He has his signature weapon that everyone knows of, the adamantium claws. He also has an adamantium katana that he rarely ever uses, and he's also skilled with katanas. Another thing that Wolverine has is the Berserker Rage. Logan can enter an enraged state where he loses himself and becomes a cold-blooded killer and ignores all pain and ignore all of his and others' safety. And if anyone tries to get between him and whoever he's angry at, even if they're his closest friends, he'll hurt them badly. Now, Logan isn't invincible either. His weakness is his soul is again not protected, and another thing that some people don't know is his brain needs air to live. So, methods like drowning and suffocation can kill him. Logan is also very reckless, and another weakness is adamantium poisoning. Yes, believe it or not, the adamantium skeleton in Logan's body actually poisons him. You ever notice that when Logan was a child and he grew up to fight in the numerous wars that he was perfectly fine? He pretty much stayed in his prime? That's because he had no real thing making his healing factor constantly be used. But with the adamantium, it's constantly working, making it technically slow down over the years, which let him become Old Man Logan, and is why he was able to be killed. It's because his healing factor over the years has become worse due to the poisoning. Yeah, so old age is actually a problem that Logan also suffers from. But anyway, let's get on to the fight. Okay, so the winner is Lobo. But now, let's go over why Lobo won. The main reason why Lobo won this is that Logan had no way to actually kill Lobo. Lobo is also far stronger than Logan. And I mean far stronger. If he's able to go toe-to-toe with Superman, yeah, Logan has no chance. And plus, another thing is, Logan needs air to live while Lobo does not. Another thing was, Logan had no way to stop Lobo's healing, and even if he did, Lobo has that possession ability. So even if he did find a way to do that, it wouldn't even help. Lobo can also blow up planets, making Logan die from the blast of the planet, or just the suffocation of being in outer space. That's right, Logan cannot survive in the vacuum of space due to the fact that he needs air. Without air, Logan is dead. And I mean deader than a doornail. Because that's how he was killed in Marvel Comics, he suffocated in adamantium. So here's another reasons. Here is also a list of ways Lobo could kill Wolverine. He could drown him, which would be easy thanks to him being able to easily overpower Wolverine. As Sabretooth was able to try this, and he was doing fine, and he's not much stronger than Wolverine. He could suffocate him, again another easy way. He could blow up the earth, again making the blast either kill him, and if the Logan survives the blast, the vacuum of space is gonna kill him. Or he could drag him up into space and suffocate him that way. Logan, again, cannot survive without air. And Lobo has done this to many people. And I mean many people. Things are a problem, he'll fight them in space. Yeah. So that was Lobo versus Wolverine, the blood battle. Now, again, for anyone who's sad that Wolverine lost, remember, Wolverine did technically win the crossover. But again, remember that crossover is kinda because a lot of weird things happened in it. Because, one, Lobo was nowhere near as strong as he normally was. Honestly, I think they nerfed him an incredible amount just so Wolverine could win. And he couldn't even kill Lobo. It was just to knock him out, which many people have done. But I'm not gonna say Logan can't knock out Lobo. Many people have done that. Harley Quinn has done it in the Injustice comics by ripping off his head when she took a super pill. That knocked him out for a good while, but then he still regenerated. Remember, blood battle is to the death, and to the death, Lobo just wins this hands down because Logan can't kill him. But, remember, in an actual fight, Logan won, but in a fight to the death, which is what I think most people really try to count, Lobo would win. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and I'll have a trailer for the next one out really soon. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and to my main one. But I can't access my main one right now due to a problem with internet connection overall. I'm using data to make this video, but anyway, leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and goodbye.